Hey everybody, Tom here, and today in this video we are going to be setting up Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon. I am beginning the campaign, so we're going to be setting up the very first scenario. Now, this is video 4 in my series. I don't know how long the whole series will be, but just to recap in case you've landed here, video 4. The first video, I unboxed the game, and that was exciting, and then I sorted all of the cards, and then I shared a storage solution and some do-it-yourself things you could do if you have this game and want to get sorted and organized. Video 2, I set up just the introductory game. Video 3, I played the introductory game, and that's where I taught, whoa, I just squeaked. That's where I taught most of my rules. Most of the rules of this game. So in this video, I am going to be setting up. I'm assuming you saw the introductory video, or that you understand how this game is for the most part set up. I'm just setting up now in this video to launch the campaign. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and take off the lid here. Oh my gosh, this lid is so tricky to get off. Okay. So let me take off the lid, and I'm just going to point out my plans, because I am going to do a couple of things a little bit differently for purposes of this video. First of all, I went ahead and laminated all sorts of things. I laminated the letters and the maps, and I've laminated one save sheet because specifically the maps and the letters were getting damaged as I took them in and out of the box, and that freaks me out. So I've gone ahead and I've laminated those, but I still have my stack of save sheets here. So my plan is to use the save sheet with a dry erase marker, and that's my plan. And so here's the exploration journal. We're going to go ahead and take that out. I'm honestly a little concerned about how well this is going to hold up, as I know how I am with books, but hopefully we're going to be a-okay. So let me just take that out too. And we've got our rule book and then the introductory scenario here. So taking a look, it's hard to know who's seen the previous things and who hasn't. But yeah, so what I've decided to do is, my understanding from reading the rule book, I've read it 3 times now, is that you can add people and take them out as the campaign goes on. So my plan, since I am brand new to this game, this is my first exposure to this, is that I'm going to start solo. And if I feel like I have a good feel on solo, I could bring in a second character and integrate them into the story and stuff like that. Now, since the introduction was done by Beor, and blue is my favorite color, I really want to stick with this as my solo character. And again, it's possible I'm going to bring somebody else in with time. But we're going to start here, so I'm going to take him out. And we'll go ahead and remove these pieces as well. Now, 2 things I want to say about grabbing the miniatures. First of all, as I was editing the tutorial video, I noticed that it was really hard, the way I positioned my camera, to see both the menhirs and the character. And so he's not in the box right now because what I've decided to do, this is a little nerdy, I've decided to just tape a blue circle around him, so as we look at him from the top down, it's really easy to spot where he is. And very similarly, I got this game because of how gorgeous these minis are. You could tell I paid for the paint jobs because, oh my gosh, I love them. But as I was editing the video, I felt like, number one, these guys kind of disappeared into the tile from the top down. And because these bases are so big, they really hide a lot of information. So I'm actually super sad to say that at least for the first little bit, I'm not going to be putting these on the maps. It's sad. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and put that miniature down. Let's see. For the most part, you can see that I have these things organized. I have files for all of these card dividers, and I cover those card dividers in the first video. But my plan is to pretty much play out of the box as much as possible. So just keep that in mind as I continue forward. All right, so I'm going to leave Beor's, whoa, I just said that weird, his advancement pools right here. So when we need something, I've shuffled these cards. They're all totally shuffled. So when I need a card, I'm just going to draw either from here for combat or from here from diplomacy. If I end up losing a card or like permanently discarding it, I'm just going to put it in the middle, right there. I have his starting deck all shuffled and ready to go. So I'm just going to go ahead and lift those out. And we've got our combat and diplomacy. So I'm going to bring those over here. We'll set up the play area shortly. I have this box of universal cubes, so I'm going to take those out. And we're going to grab the event cards here in just a second. I'm going to need the time tokens, quest tokens, and health marker. I'm going to take that out. And my understanding is we're going to need the first 5 cards from the location deck. And so the way I have this set up is I have them going from here to here. And as we reveal locations, I'm going to end up putting them over here. I have my player aids in this spot, so let me just grab one of those really quickly. And sorry, I was just saying I was grabbing a location card and then I didn't. So again, we're starting on this location right here. And we're going to need cards 102, 3, 4, and 5. So let's grab those as well. Okay. And yes, we're going to also need some upcoming events. Well, yeah, we're going to need the chapter cards. So let me just start by grabbing the setup card here. We're going to read that, probably read it right now. Yes, let's read that right now. Okay, so every chapter has a card that you use to set it up, and here we are starting at chapter 1. And so let's read this. It says, prepare the event deck, find all parts of chapter 1 and stack them from 6 to 1, bottom to top. And then it has a hint here, always take extra care when building the event deck and double check that they're stacked correctly. And some event cards will add, I've read this already, so I was trying to prepare for the video. Some event cards will modify the event deck, for example, by adding random event cards on top of it. Additionally, the exploration journals sometimes ask you to resolve a specific part of the chapter, in which case you would take a specific card from the deck and resolve it without altering. Now we're going to follow instructions. So that's telling us to grab chapters 1. I'm going to leave the random events and the special events in here, just so they're not taking up table space. I have very limited table space, and I have no idea how big this map is going to get. But I have these in here in order. So we got chapters 1, parts 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's going to be my event deck. I'm going to keep that there. Again, the rulebook suggests you take out the special events, random events, and lay them nearby. I'm going to keep them in the box and draw from here as necessary. Next, we're going to build our 4 initial encounter decks, gray, green, purple, blue. For 1 player, I need all of the cards with just 1 shield. Now, I'm not 100% sure how I want to do this, but we'll see. So we're going to grab the encounter cards. I had already shuffled in. I thought from the rulebook it said to shuffle in your first encounter, so let me find that really fast. Yes, sorry, because it's going to say right here, shuffle the decks. If this is your first game, place a matching your first encounter card on top. And actually, is this my first game? I don't know if we count this as my first game with the tutorial or not. Let's say we do. Okay, so we have that. And then on the backs of these cards right up here at the top, we're looking for any card that just has 1 of those icons. And we will do this. Now, the thing I'm debating is, do I keep these decks actually out on the table? Part of what I want to do is to just shuffle these decks like this, put this in the front, and again, just for table space, part of me wants to put it back in here, and I think this is an absolutely viable option, is to just place this deck right here in the front, and you just draw from there. Maybe for this first video, I'll go ahead and take it out. I'll make table space. Okay, so now we need to do that for the blue deck. Oh, and the green. Well, here. I'm making a mess. We need to put this gray stuff back in. And then we're going to go to green. Find the first encounter. Well, I guess we'll find it this way because it'll have all that green text. Got those. Yeah, there's our first one. And there. Yeah? Okay. So these ones can go back in. Right there. And we'll shuffle these up. And we'll put this on top. Put it over here for now. Let's do the same thing with blue. Oh, we'll go this way. Oh, there's my first one. It was in the back. And we got that. That. these back in. All right, go ahead and shuffle these up. Put this on top. Over here. And finally, purple. Oh, and I made a saved encounters tab, because apparently sometimes you save encounters. Okay. Sorry, I just realized I kind of got into this and I stopped talking about, I'm sure, fascinating things. How was your day? What's your weather? Are you excited for this game? Yes. Okay. There's that. Oops, saved encounters goes here. Like that. Turn these over. Shuffle them up. Put this on top. Okay. Now, like I said, I'm not going to grab the statue. And for the same exact reason, I'm not going to actually use a dial to track the time, because it's just too hard to read. It's hard to read with my eyes here. It's going to be really hard to read with the camera here. So I think for the most part, we've got stuff out of the box that I want out of the box for now. So let's check. It says you are ready to start Chapter 1 of the Fall of Avalon. As your first action of the game, try exploring your starting location. Okay. And then remember to read the introduction of the exploration journal before you explore for the first time. Now discard this card and reveal the top card of the event deck. So I'm actually not going to do that yet. We're going to do that in the gameplay video. I still feel like we've got to get stuff cleaned up. Let's start by setting up the map. So to set up the map, my understanding is that we will start with location 101. There are going to be different, I don't know what to call it, chapters, but like different campaigns. And the rulebook talks about how it'll start, like a different one will start at 201 or 301 or 401. So we always start with 101. And now we're going to follow the arrows to get the other cards in place. So card 102 needs to go above it. 103 needs to go on this side. 104 needs to go over here. And 105 needs to go down here. Now in our starting location, we would put one of those big menhir statues, and we would set the dial to a different number depending on how many players are playing in our campaign, how big our party is or whatever. And so in a one-player game, you're going to start it off at the number 8. And I'd have to double check in the book. I think in 2 players you start at 7, and 3 you start at 6, something like that. But I'm going to use one of these dice to represent the menhir. I know, it's not pretty. I get it. It's really... I'm telling you, in the other video, it was just too, it was like you couldn't see it because of the color, but also it was blocking everything. And I just didn't feel like that was good for the viewer. But I don't know, maybe you want to see it, who knows. And then we're going to start over here as well. And like I said, hopefully this blue helps us spot him a little easier. I just found him hard to see as I was editing the other video. Alright, so like I said, I may change my mind at some point about the placement of these cards. I might just keep them in the box in the future. This is going to be my first time trying it out, so we'll see. And then let's bring our event cards. We'll just have this kind of be our cards area. For the cards that are still out on the table, we'll keep them kind of all together here-ish. Alright, let's get our dude set up. So we have our player aid cards. I'm just going to keep these nearby. We've got our combat cards. These are all shuffled. I shuffled them last night as I was cleaning up. And from the introductory video, we'll get these just a quick shuffle here. So combat cards are going to go on this side, and diplomacy cards are going to go over here. And again, if you're not sure where those cards are coming from, please watch the first video where I talk about sorting the cards, because I'm not discussing that here because it's very complicated. Okay, so essentially he has his starting combat, his starting diplomacy. Let's go ahead and flip this over just to remind myself what all he needs to start with. Come on. Okay, so it was on the right side, sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm glad I thought this through. All right, so we're going to start with a cube here in aggression and a cube down here in courage. Sorry, 2 cubes in aggression, 1 in courage, 1 in practicality. We're going to have 1 in caution, like that. And then he's also starting with 3 food and 1 wealth. Then we need a cube for his energy that's there. and a cube for his terror down here. And again, I'm just looking at these arrow things. Oh, I guess I said again, I haven't talked about that in this video. I did it in the introductory video. Okay, sweet. I think that's all the cubes I need for right now, I believe. And then we're going to need a health marker. His starting health is right here. And I'll keep these dials and quest tokens and such nearby. I guess we could keep these close-ish. And we'll sit this down right there. And the rule book does recommend you write stuff down. So I actually went and bought a nice little journal. This is going to be my Tainted Grail journal. And so, oh, I should write that down as a reward. How much money would I give if you found this journal? Okay, so we're going to start at chapter 1. And I have no idea how I'm going to take notes, but I'm sure it's going to be amazing. I should have labeled it, please return this to, I just want to call this the Tainted Grail. Why am I putting this on the video? Tainted, I can't spell Grail. Grail, sorry, my brain just wandered. All right, so Tainted Grail. We are just about ready to start. I should just not put this in. I'm not editing it out now, I'm committed. Okay, there we go. Bookmark. Chapter 1 is ready to go. It looks like we are ready to begin our journey. So thank you for watching. Just as a reminder, I am not going to be teaching the main set of rules in the next video, in video 5. I'm assuming if you're starting with video 5 or with this one, that you already know, in general, the main rules of the game. If you are not familiar with the main rules of the game, please start with videos 1, 2, or 3. And especially 3 is where I actually teach the rules of the game. I'm really planning on diving in, and I will discuss the differences between the introductory game and the main game as they come up. You've seen some of them here in the setup video. But anyway, thank you for watching. I am going to stop making this video so I can go start playing. I will see you soon. Okay, bye.